Psalm 130 begins, out of the depths. We feel out of our depth because of COVID-19, coronavirus. As a boy, I remember my father telling about a man who had lost his son to the sea, to the depths. This man was a distant relative. He was also decent, I'm sure. A distant relative of my father, and would sit down day after day in a rocker on his front porch, looking for his son, waiting for his return. Whether in hope or in belief, he watched day after day. Day after day, his son never came home. This man died hoping against the depths. Whether he knew it or not, he was in the depths that he wanted to arise, but the depths held him. Wherever we are this Good Friday, we are mindful of the cross of Christ. But there were 3 crosses that day, and let me tell you the story of 3 trees and their dreams. In a forest, 3 trees grew up side by side. They grew. And as they grew, they shared their dreams, what they would become when they grew up. The first said, my dream is to become part of a luxurious home where famous people will come and go and admire the grain and the color of my wood. And the second said, my dream is to become a tall mast of an elegant ship that will sail the 7 seas. And the third said, well, my dream is to become part of a great tower, so high that it will inspire people who look at it. People will come from all over the world to see it. The young trees grew. Eventually those trees matured and were cut down. The first did not become part of a luxurious home as it had dreamed, but its wood was fashioned into a simple manger, a wooden trough, to hold the fodder of animals, their feed. The second didn't become a tall mast of an elegant ship as it dreamed. Instead, it became the planks of a fishing boat that sailed on the Sea of Galilee. The third didn't become a tall tower as it had hoped. Instead, it was fashioned into the beams of a cross and used for crucifixion. There were 3 crosses that day. The wood from a tree, a living tree, was cut down, hewn to make a wooden cross, that a man may die. He was betrayed by his friend. And we may ask why. Why was he betrayed? Why did he have to die? Michael Card writes a song which is entitled, Why?
Why did it have to be a friend who chose to betray the Lord? And why did he use a kiss to show them that's not what a kiss is for? Only a friend can betray a friend. A stranger has nothing to gain. And only a friend comes close enough to ever cause so much pain. Only a friend comes close enough to ever cause so much pain.
It was a friend that betrayed Jesus that day. That friend, in many respects, was me. It was you. We look to Judas, we blame Judas. Mistakenly, the Jewish people have been singled out for blame as well at times. But we must remember first that Jesus, Yeshua, was a Jew. We seek to make him Christian, but it is really Christ, the Messiah, who seeks to make us Christ-like. He is the King of the Jews. So Helena is going to sing, Hail to the King.
Abraham's son, chosen one, Zion's cornerstone, Passover lamb, Son of Man, seated upon your throne. Hail to the King! Hail to the King! Hail to the King of Kings! Hail to the King! Jesus the King! Hail to the King of Kings!
During November 1940, in World War II, the Blitz in England, much of London Coventry Cathedral was destroyed. It was beaten down a second time. In the 16th century, around 1529, something like that, 1540, there was devastation there as well because of religious uprising then. After the war, those going through the rubble found a large number of nails from the Middle Ages. The nails were gathered up. They were square nails, the kind that were forged, the kind that would have been used 100 or over 100 years ago in St. Mark's, here in Shearstown, and in other places. Some time ago, I walked over a flat island with a friend. There was a church there called St. Nicholas Church. It also was built around that time. The church had been consumed by fire, though, and on that ground you can still find lying there square nails that were hand forged. And around that same time, wire nails started to be produced. But the square nails in Coventry Cathedral were gathered, and they were fashioned into crosses. One of them is there in the church today. Some of them were plated with silver, and then they were sent as signs of peace around the world. On the cross of nails that stands over the altar in the old ruins, behind it, on a charred wall, the charred cross, is inscribed these words: Father, forgive. Father, forgive. Many crosses have been made from those nails that were picked up on the ground and sent all over the world. Thousands upon thousands also of postcards have been produced with those signs, a picture of the nails and the words, Father, forgive. One of our friends gave us one of those postcards when they were visiting Coventry. Just had to bring it back to us. Those words echo in our hearts, in our minds, Father, forgive. Gordon Johnson, a Canadian songwriter, has written a song called Gone is the Light. Stephen Bell sings it on his album Devotion. It is, into the darkness we must go, gone, gone is the light. The last verse is, Father, forgive them. Gone, gone is the light.
Into the darkness we must go. Gone, gone is the light. Into the darkness we must go. Gone, gone is the light. Into